Welcome to the YETI Xtreme Verbier, the grand finale of the 2024 Freeride World Tour by Peak Performance. Nestled into the heart of the Swiss Alps in the canton of Valais, Verbier will be forever rooted in the history of the sport of freeriding as the home of the infamous Bec des Rosses. This world-renowned resort has played host to the YETI Xtreme Verbier, the ultimate freeride competition since 1996, and the FWT final since the tour was established in 2008.
Going into Verbier, it doubles up. It's more consequences, but also more opportunities.
It's kind of the goal this from the start of the season. You can see the atmosphere in Verbier. It's a big event.
And now it's all about the final.
All of a sudden, world titles are at play.
On this stage, most of the riders have nothing to lose.
It's the nature of sport.
It's kind of what everybody in the freeride competitions are looking forward to and striving to be at.
I want to send it. I want to go big, go fast. They're definitely going to be extra challenging, and I'm looking forward to it.
There's more on the line in the finals, and anything can happen.
Now we're in finals, and it's go time.
The main peak of the Bec des Rosses is the birthplace of the Freeride World Tour. To the looker's right, the Petit Bec is now the official venue of the ski and snowboard women competitions and backup venue for the men. Its descents of up to 450 meters are nearly as steep as the main face, with major exposure and cliffs similar to those found dropping in from the summit. For the first time since 2018, the ski and snowboard men will drop from the top of the Bec des Rosses, riding over 600 meters of intimidating terrain, exceeding 50 degrees in some places, which many consider the most technical and exposed face of any freeride contest venue on the planet. A fitting conclusion to an epic season. The snowboard women kick off the action here on the Petit Bec at the YETI Xtreme Verbier. Núria Castanbaron leads the snowboard women rankings. Anna Martinez is only 75 points behind in second, and Erin Sauve is third, another 1,200 points behind the French rookie. Back on the Petit Bec for the second time this season after the inaugural Verbier Pro that replaced the cancelled events in Baqueira Beret and Ordino Arcalís. These ladies will be able to use that experience and better snow conditions to improve on their early season runs. Multiple scenarios exist, but if any of the top 3 riders win the contest today, they win the world title as well. Third at the Verbier Pro in January, Estelle Rosolio rides well but bites off more than she can chew and butt checks a spicy double up top. In spite of another big drop at the bottom, the French rider finishes the day in 4th place. Erin Sauve finished last at the Verbier Pro, but since then has gained momentum all season. The Canadian is coming off a win at the first FWT Finals event in Fieberbrunn and has her sights set on winning the Extreme and the world title in one fell swoop today. Straight out of the start gate, the rookie sets up her first solid air and stomps it like a seasoned veteran with perfect board control straight into a series of well-executed turns to control her speed on the steep face. After a heel-side traverse, the snowboard instructor from British Columbia's Red Mountain Resort drops a massive rock, sticking the landing perfectly and continuing down the face with another series of long, drawn-out powder carves. Living up to her nickname, Air Bear lines up one last feature at the bottom of the face before riding off to the finish area. The 34-year-old finishes with a flourish and a front somersault off the Yeti cooler jump to celebrate her spectacular run. With big airs and perfect technique, there's plenty of green in the judging criteria as Erin lays down the gauntlet for her snowboard women rivals here on the Petit Bec. Now what will the score be for the rider out of Rossland, BC? It's 89.33, first place for Erin Sauve. The pressure is on now for world number 2, Anna Martinez. The 23-year-old comes in hot, sticking a big double at the top of the Petit Bec. The rookie flies down the face, hitting 2 more jumps perfectly, but backslaps the landing on her final feature. In her 4th year of FWT competition, Núria Castanbaron is having her best season ever, winning the first event here in Verbier and the inaugural Georgia Pro. The current rankings leader puts down a stellar run on the Petit Bec, but the Spaniard can't match the Canadian's amplitude off the big cliffs and narrowly misses out on first place.
I love you guys at home. Thanks for watching.
Congratulations to Erin Sauve for her second ever and most important FWT win. Nuria Castan-Baron takes second place with Anna Martinez in third. Erin Sauve jumps from third in the rankings to first with her win at the Extreme. Nuria Castan-Baron comes up one spot short of the world title, with fiery rookie Anna Martinez rounding out the podium.
I don't know, I'm beyond words right now. I can't believe that this happened. I'm so excited that my run went well and the snow was great. It's gonna take some time to sink in, you know, because I'm pretty overwhelmed still right now. Yeah.
The ski women are preparing to drop in next for their last runs of the season here in Verbier, Switzerland. French rookie Astrid Chelus is the ski women rankings leader, with Norwegian veteran Hedvig Wessel in second and another French rookie Manon Lowski in third. It's been an amazing season, and these ladies are fired up and ready to go for broke once again, back where it all began 2 months ago on the slopes of the Petit Bec. Three women can take the title, but only Chelus and Wessel can claim it just by winning the Extreme. Defending Extreme champion Sybille Blangeon is fired up to win the event again, and Billy is looking like she might do just that. But the Verbier local loses a pole, landing in a bomb hole on one of the last jumps for a very disappointing end to her run. The winner of the season-opening Verbier Pro, Zuzana Hitzig, picks up where she left off in January with another fantastic line and a stellar fast-paced run, stomping a half dozen airs with perfect technique from the top to the bottom of the venue to take an early lead. Manon Lowski knows she needs to win to have any chance at the ski women title. But after a blistering run, the older of the two French rookies from La Clusaz throws caution to the wind with a historic double backflip attempt and ends her first Extreme in last place, sitting in the snow at the bottom of the face. Three-time ski women runner-up Hedvig Wessel has been laser-focused on winning the world title this season, but the two French rookies have traded off the lead in the rankings. The Norwegian turns the cliff opened by Canada's Erin Sauve in her winning run into a fast double, getting her speed back under control with two swooping turns in the fresh powder before focusing on her next feature further down the face. Two quick setup turns and Hedvig launches off a massive nose, landing well beyond the tracks of the rider that dropped it before her. The runner-up from the last edition of the Extreme controls her speed once again with two massive carves while barreling towards a major cliff band that she sends without hesitation and stomps with absolute perfection. Then it's smooth sailing to the finish line through the beautiful Swiss powder for the former World Cup mogul skier. The first woman ever to land a backflip in FWT competition nails a perfect freeride line down the face of the Petit Bec in her quest for a maiden world title. Hedvig knows deep down she's got the job done, but is praying for first place nonetheless. Her prayers are answered, 93.33, and the Norwegian takes the lead. Wearing the ranking leader's fire bib, Astrid Chelus knows she's got what it takes after claiming victory at the Fieberbrunn Pro, the first FWT finals event just a week before. The younger of the two French rookies from La Clusaz takes a unique line down one of the steepest, most exposed parts of the face. The 20-year-old hits four major features, including possibly the biggest cliff of the day. 3/4 of the way through her run, it looks like Astrid is on her way to victory once again. Unfortunately, on Astrid's last drop, her landing isn't as clean as Hedvig's, which undoubtedly costs her the win and the title of FWT Ski Women World Champion. After a truly remarkable run, Astrid is gracious when her score comes in at 86 points and third place. While Hedvig Wessel is overcome with emotion as she realizes that the dream she's worked so hard to achieve has finally come true. Congratulations to Hedvig Wessel for her first and most important victory of the season. Susanne Hitzig takes second place and Astrid Chelus completes the final ski women podium of the year in third. Three-time world runner-up Hedvig Wessel finally wins the ski women world title. Rookie ripper Astrid Chelus finishes second, followed by season wildcard Susanne Hitzig, who bounces back to third.
It's just been such a fight for 5 years, and especially the last 3. And I've been doing everything I can for so long, and yeah, it's just such an emotional day. But I had some good plans, and I did a really good study, and I knew all my options, and yeah, I just wanted to explode out of that gate, and I hope I did that and show that. So.
The Snowboard Men are up next, dropping from the top of the Bec des Roses for the first time since 2018. Victor de la Rue secured the Snowboard Men Championship with his win last week at the Fieberbrunn Pro. Tim Schroeder and Liam Rivera complete the top 3 for the moment, but with the extra ranking points on offer for the FWT Finals, anyone can join Victor on the year-end podium, depending on the results here. Adding to the suspense, the youngest de la Rue will try to match his brother Xavier by winning a 3rd consecutive event title at the YETI Xtreme Verbier today. Tim Schroeder took 3rd on the Petit Bec at the season-opening Verbier Pro. And although the German is impressive at the start of his descent down from the main peak, adrenaline mixed with rookie enthusiasm gets the best of Timmy Schroeder, who comes tumbling down the mountain into last place at the end of his run. After second place at the season opener, Holden Samuels is looking forward to the season finale. But the American's choice of line and features down the dogleg couloir lacked the amplitude necessary to challenge for the podium. Victor de la Rue takes a spicy entry into the central couloir and lands a backside 360 where most wouldn't even attempt a jump. Unfortunately and uncharacteristically, the Frenchman lacks the speed to carry him safely into the landing at the bottom of the Hollywood cliff, the tail of Victor's board clipping some rocks and sending him into a spin that the 3-time world champ rides out of, but that dash his hopes of finishing on the podium. Michael Mon has made the cut 3 seasons in a row, but has never finished on the podium at an FWT Finals event. The Colorado native wants to change that today in Verbier. With a very solid run down the powder-filled dogleg couloir, the 24-year-old pipe specialist turned backcountry charger finally gets the job done. Jonathan Penfield is the only snowboarder who has ridden from the top of the Bec des Roses in the past, and is the only other former Extreme champion along with Victor de la Rue. The 36-year-old will be putting all his experience to work for him today in Verbier. Jonathan rides along the ridge to a feature first successfully attempted by former world and Extreme champion Dude Charlet, and puts his own spin on it with a backside 360 into the Col de la Chaux before riding over the wind lip and dropping into the dogleg couloir. A few smooth turns to get a feel for the steepness, and John Pau takes a nice drop in the middle of this couloir that is a Bec des Roses classic. Cool, calm, and collected, the Californian makes his way down and sends a lengthy air off his next feature, out and over a rock hazard waiting in the landing. Jonathan traverses rider's left to exit the dogleg, taking another feature even larger than his last. With an early takeoff and the grab, he transfers well out over the rocks. And the Whistler local isn't done yet, continuing off a smaller rock that sets up possibly the biggest drop of his run at the bottom, with another perfect indie grab and totally stomped landing. John Pau takes a few more celebratory powder turns as he heads for the Yeti Arch and into the finish area. There's the backside 360 into the Col de la Chaux, his second air in the dogleg. All the judging criteria turned bright green, and the picture-perfect Indy at the end of his run. Now, this is the moment of truth for Jonathan Penfield, And that's a score of 92 points and first place for the American. Liam Rivera would love nothing more than to win the Extreme in front of his friends and family today, but the Verbier local needs to put down an almost perfect run to do so. Last season's Rookie of the Year lands a historic Indy off the Hollywood cliff, but an out-of-control landing on a frontside 360 off his next feature means the win slips from the grasp of the 24-year-old Swiss snowboarder in spite of a spectacular backflip off his last feature at the bottom of the back. The judges still award Liam Rivera an excellent score of 89 points in second place. Congratulations to Jonathan Penfield for his second Xtreme Verbier victory. Liam Rivera takes second again in the FWT finals, while Michael Mon grabs third place for his second podium of the season.
Definitely the more times you're up there, the easier it feels. And just, familiarity with the venue, like knowing once you look at it long enough, you can start to see more features. The first few times I rode this, I didn't see that many features, and now there's so many more possibilities, and I was stoked to chip a couple of those off today.
Victor de la Rue wrapped up the Snowboard Men title on his best 4 out of 5 results after his 4th win of the season in Fieberbrunn. Jonathan Penfield is world runner-up for the 3rd time, while Liam Rivera finishes 3rd for the 2nd year in a row. The ski men are the last to tackle the infamous Bec des Roses today at the YETI Xtreme Verbier. With 2 wins from 3 events before the mid-season cut and second at the first finals event in Fieberbrunn, Max Hitzig is the heavy favorite for the ski men title. But for the entire field, a victory at the YETI Xtreme Verbier is almost as prestigious as winning the World Championship, and every last rider is amped up and will be sending as hard as they can for victory at the season finale. Only Marcus Goguen can keep Max Hitzig from claiming the ski men crown. Skiing to make his hometown crowd proud, Martin Bender attempts a massive cork 720. Unfortunately, the 2022 Junior World Champion crashes out on landing, and his first run at the Extreme comes to an end halfway down the face of the Bec. Valentin Rayner drops in for his last run as the reigning ski men title holder and puts on a show worthy of the champion that he is, spinning massive 360s and sticking major drops in his first ever run down the Bec des Roses. (2022) ski man and reigning Extreme title holder Maxime Chablot does the exact same run as Valet Rayner, but adds a tiny little twist before the last cliff to finish 1 spot in front of his fellow world champion. Oscar Mondin's do-or-die mentality comes into play here at the YETI Xtreme Verbier. The Frenchman sends 2 major cliffs and 2 huge backflips for a top 5 finish in his first attempt at taming the treacherous Bec des Roses. After his second place finish on the Petit Bec at the Verbier Pro, Finn Billis would like to bookend his season with another podium here at the Extreme. The Kiwi drops in skiers left following the ridgeline before cutting back across the face over major exposure heading towards the central couloir. Finn enters the couloir with an air into a few jump turns to set up another air on one of the steepest parts of a very steep face. The former Olympic freestyler lays down 2 giant slalom turns before spinning and stomping a massive 360 off the Hollywood cliff. Finn lets his skis run in the fall line while slightly adjusting his trajectory to line up 2 more major features below him. The treble cone local puts an exclamation point on a fantastic descent with one last perfectly executed 360 to finish off his run. Apparently, the judges are just as stoked as Finn, awarding the Kiwi a score of 93.33 that puts him into first place. After his 4th place at the Verbier Pro, Tenla Katsuno wants to make a statement here at the Extreme. The first Japanese skier to qualify for the FWT finals is impressive on the Bec des Roses, but a few technical errors keep him from finishing higher in the standings. 2021 Extreme champion Christopher Childel is the only skier who has started from the summit before. Today he wants to win the contest again and do it from the top. The 2-time world champ sticks Xavier de la Rue's cliff, spins a stylish 360, and looks to be on his way to the podium, if not the win. But an over-rotated backflip puts an end to the Swede's dream run. Rookie Ben Richards has been a revelation this year and is coming off a big first win last week at the Fieberbrunn Pro. The Kiwi rides that momentum straight off the Hollywood cliff in the grand finale, sends a stylish air mid-couloir, and caps his run off with a daring 360. It's a performance outstanding enough to earn Ben Richards a spot in the top 5. '23 Freeride Junior World Champion Markus Eder can give himself a chance to win the 2024 Freeride World Tour Ski Men title with a victory on the Bec des Roses today. The 19-year-old starts his descent over major exposure in absolutely the steepest part of the face. Coming off a 3rd place finish at the Fieberbrunn Pro on the mythic Wildseeloader, Markus has proved he can handle difficult lines, but the Bec des Roses is by far the most challenging venue on tour. The Canadian takes a new entry into the central couloir with a big drop, landing with speed above the Hollywood cliff, but finally traversing over above the Gilles Voirol cliff before getting his skis back under control. Then, without hesitation, Markus sends an enormous 360 off one of the venue's most emblematic features. But the Whistler Freeride Club member isn't done yet, landing a small airplane turn onto the launch pad of a first cliff that Markus turns into a massive double to end his run with an unbelievable bang. Between the 360 off the Gilles Voirol cliff and the mind-blowing double at the bottom of the Bec, there's little doubt in anyone's mind that Markus has moved into first place. The judges concur with a score of 96 points, putting Markus into first place with 1 run to go. The pressure is on now for the man in the fire bib, Max Hitzig. The ranking leader must finish with a top 3 result here on the Bec des Roses to win the world title. Like the Canadian before him, the German knows that the path to the podium leads through the central couloir, with Max taking a more traditional entry than Markus. However, Max does something unheard of next, opting for a huge air off a feature at the very top of the couloir, landing straight into a series of giant slalom turns before taking a cross-court option off the Hollywood cliff that he stomps to perfection. The Silvretta Montafon local continues traversing riders right, setting up a soaring right side 360 off a wind lip that Max lands into a big arcing turn to set up one last extra large drop down at the bottom of the face. It's so huge that even Max Hitzig can't help but sit down slightly on the landing due to the heavy compression. Here's another look at the Hollywood. A rider's eye view of the 360 and the big cliff to minor backslap at the bottom. The Iceman has never been so nervous waiting for a score to drop in. It's a 94.67. That's 2nd place for Max Hitzig, the new Ski Men champion, and Markus Eder wins his first Extreme. Markus Eder puts in an outstanding performance for his third FWT win. Max Hitzig skis spectacularly into second place, with Finn Billis on the podium for the second time this season in third. Max Hitzig takes his first ski men title with second place in both finals. Markus Eder finishes second with a bright future ahead of him, and Ben Richards surprises himself with third place overall.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I cannot walk, I cannot talk. It's just amazing. I was so nervous, and it's just unreal standing here, getting another podium and being world champ. Crazy.
All the riders were on fire at the YETI Xtreme Verbier this year. That's it for 2024 from the FIS Freeride World Tour by Peak Performance. Thanks for dropping in. We'll see you next year.